that you ain't necessarily been through per se, and it'll strengthen you in the faith. You're like, damn, like that's cold. And he ate. Matter of fact, it's cold. Like the brother said before the study, you know, brothers that sit in the room, we gave the brother your qualms and stuff. Not being privy to what was really going on in his life, I'm like, damn, I ain't know it was like this. You know what I'm saying? That can boost your faith. You know what I'm saying? Because you're watching how another brother overcomes in the spirit. You got it though.
Because ultimately, the same afflictions are accomplishing our brother in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So no matter what position you have, if you were the head of the camp or you just crossed over, you still have an important role in this ministry. You know, you got it out.
Wow. It says, verse 4. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. Right, those many members are different parts of the body. All right, and there's multiple parts of the body that make up the one body, which is in Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
You know, like you were saying off camera, Yaquan, Yahweh Shai, he made a parable to his disciples that the things that you do to each other, you do unto me. You know, basically saying when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, all right, you gave me drink, and so forth and so on. When you do it to one of these little ones, you're doing it to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, it says, verse 5. So we being many are one body in Hamashiach, and every one members one of another.
Yeah, because Yahweh Shai, the disciples, was arguing about who would be the greatest in the kingdom. Get that in Matthew 18. It was arguing because the disciples they wanted to know which one of them was the greatest disciple. They were like, Lord, I'm the best, right, Lord? You know, and he told them like, look, he said, whosoever is greatest of you shall be servant of all. Okay, and you know we got a great example in our camp. The head of our camp, the elder Tomiyah, he's always ready to serve. He's always ready to make the sacrifice for brothers. You know, and we see the example that our elders and apostles said. You know, we know they sacrificed years of their life. They've sacrificed things just to give us the truth, man. You know, so how much more we see the brothers that just crossed over. Now it's your turn to make those sacrifices. Okay, like the elder Irish Shaw, he sent the picture to the chat today. You know, you look like a baby. You know what I'm saying? Rye look like a young man. Irish Shaw look like a baby. You know, baby faces. That's what I mean by that, baby faces. You know what I'm saying? And it show you like we all enter into other men's labors. All of us entering into the apostles' labors, but then whatever your local camp is in that city, you entered into them men's labors that was before you. Brothers grew up on the highways and byways. That's what I thought when I seen that picture. I said, Jake grew up on the highways and byways, bro. Like that's how long some brothers been out there. You know?
I got that precept. This is St. Matthew 18 and verse 1. It says that, and at the same time came the disciples unto Yahweh Shai, saying, who was the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? Right. And Yahweh Shai called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children, you shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Right, you know, coming to a level of humility, and humbling yourself, and you know, basing yourself, and basically, because a child, one thing about a child is they humble. And they very receptive to information. They not trying to, you know, debate you on every point. You know what I'm saying? It's a child. They don't know enough to even debate you. You know what I'm saying? They don't know enough to rebuttal. You know. So read that one again. That last one.
This is St. Matthew 18 and verse 3. It says, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
And if I can add too, children are submissive.
Right.
To be submissive is obedience, man. And that's how you have to be. You have to come into this truth with a submissive mind. And you basically have to relearn everything like a child.
Right. Keep going.
Okay. It says, verse 4, St. Matthew 18 and verse 4, it says, whosoever therefore shall humble himself as a little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
Right. I don't know if that's exactly what I wanted, but that's a good one though. You know what I'm saying?
Because when you're a child, man, a child understand, like, you know what I'm saying, they got to be taught. You know what I'm saying? You can teach a child. You know what I'm saying? When it's like, my grandma used to give this analogy for like adults and children. but she used it in reference to trees. Like when a tree becomes when the tree develops that stump, you can no longer bend it anymore. But when you're a child, like when it's a plant, now you can bend this plant whatever way you want to bend it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's young. So that's how the child's mind is. You got to bend children the way basically train them up in the way they want to part when they grow. You feel what I'm saying? Versus trying to do it later when they stuck in their ways. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scripture talk about wine being put into old bottles. You know what I mean? Because they can't conform now.
You can bring that precept over
here? Yeah, this is John 3:1. It says there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from the Most High. For no man can do these miracles that thou doest except the Most High be with him. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High. Nicodemus saith unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahushua answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
And see, and that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? And every man and every brother that comes into this ministry is being born at a certain point.
Yep.
You know, the parable of the 11th hour Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have men that's going to come in the latter stages, you know what I'm saying, of this ministry and still be the building block.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're all a brick in this ministry.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? With Yahushua being that chief cornerstone.
Yep.
So it don't matter, hey, Apostle Dahar is right next to Yahushua, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But the bricks is steadily
stacking.
It's stacking. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because ultimately we're the, like it says in 1 Corinthians the 3rd chapter, that we're the Most High's building.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So we're those lively stones, man. No
Right.
matter how, if you the top stone or the bottom stone, it's still the foundation of the house.
Yep.
You know.
And if I can add to you too, because you talking about the 11-hour Israelites, so it even show you too, no matter the time, just to that point, like no matter when a brother came in, like the brother was talking about off camera, you're a part of the body. That means you're important to the body. No matter when you came in, how long you've been in, you're important to the body because you're a part of the body.
Done.
Yahushua said they all shall receive the same reward.
Yep.
They all gonna get the penny.
Yep.
And then they said that some servants murmured because the ones that came in later got the same reward. He said, am I evil because I do what I want to do with mine?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what he's going to do is he's going to give us all the kingdom. See, because the 11th hour Israelites, like y'all was talking about, they come in with the same mind. They've changed their mind being born again. They got the same mind as the ones at the top, or the ones that came in the beginning. So therefore, we all on one accord, you know. Did you find out what I was thinking about?
Yeah, I got it.
Come on, you can read it real quick.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 11.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted.
So there you go. Like the greatest amongst us, you're supposed to be a servant. That's an example of a leader. You know, a leader is the one who puts his head out there, sticks his neck out there, you know, to be a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? That shows that work ethic. You know, that's another word, work ethic. You know, everybody ain't got that. You know, but if you understand work ethic, it's infectious. I mean, is that the word?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, like it rubs off on other
rub off
people.
on you,
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why, you know, like certain jobs I had, I would get promoted real fast because I had a good work ethic. That's what they said. Yeah, you got a good work ethic. You come to work, you do the job, you don't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Other people see that, you motivate other people to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you gotta be in this truth. You gotta be laboring. You gotta be charitable. You know, and not just to the ones that you like, or you know what I'm saying, the brother that you're cool with, but to the brother that get on your nerves too.
Yep, that's
To the
right.
brother that always say some silly shit too. You know what I'm saying? The brother that always say, nigga, what? I ain't giving this man no ride. Did you hear the answer he gave at the class? I ain't ride with this brother, man. You know, he's not on an intellectual level as me. Hey, JB, put it in himself, but that go back to the precept that you read,
Yeah.
not to think more highly than he ought to think. Because who put the knowledge in our brain in the first place?
Yahweh Shai.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, it says, Apostle Paul, he said that, he said, why should you boast for what have you received that for what have you had that ye have not received?
Yeah.
Therefore, where is room to boast?
Yep.
Everything that we got, the Lord gave it to us. How you gonna boast like you had it from birth?
Yep.
You know?
He said,
And even with Judas Iscariot, you know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai washed his feet, knowing that Judas Iscariot was going to betray him, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is just the level of humility that we have to have in this ministry.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm.
That's cold because you have to think about it, like, you know what I'm saying? Because what did Yahweh Shai say? He said he didn't wash his feet, won't have no part in the kingdom. I'm paraphrasing, right? He still was going to have a place in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Judas went off, but it was according to prophecy.
Yep, exactly.
Judas still going to be in the kingdom. Judas still going to be good, just like the rest of Israel going to be good in the kingdom.
Kind. I had a quick precept.
Go ahead.
Kind. This is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 3. It says, you got that?
No, I was thinking about that.
Kind. It says, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceives himself. All right, so because and ultimately you're gonna have men that's gonna be in this ministry that's gonna kind of look down on brothers that may have just crossed over, man.
Mm-hmm.
But we all have a role, you know what I'm saying, and we all have a function that the Lord has bestowed upon us to uplift Yahweh Shai, man, because that's ultimately what this ministry is, man, to uplift Yahweh Shai. It says that in Tobit, the 12th chapter, about confessing in front of the Gentiles. All right. So what? You're gonna have men that's gonna you're gonna have Apostle Hard doing 4 or 5 videos a day. You know what I'm saying? Uplifting Yahweh Shai, and then you're gonna have the brother that just crossed over. You know what I'm saying? Barely doing 3 videos a day, but still uplifting Yahweh Shai, man.
Yep.
Because ultimately we have a role in this ministry, and every brother is specifically called out. As a certain, hey bro, you may do 5 videos a day, or a week. You may do 7 videos a day. This brother may do 18 videos a week. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is, but it's for the exalting of Yahweh Shai.
And
It's like we do 30 videos together. That's the mindset.
Yep.
And just even to that point, because I was listening to an elder, I forget what elder I was watching, videos been running together. But the elder even said, like, here it is, you'll be doing the work like that, right? But it ain't even as much as about quantity, it's about quality. You know what I'm saying? What we do as a body together, you know what I'm saying? How, like you said, a fine-tuned working machine. How good, it's not what we're doing as a body, but how good the body's doing it together, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? Just speaking on that point. Because you sit there and think about, like, you even on that topic of videos, here it is a brother doing 5 and you got a brother doing 3, but you never know who in the body that video is impacting. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, like, well, if it went for the pinky toe today, boy, I probably would have tipped over. I would have failed if my pinky toe wasn't strong, or if this part of my body wasn't strong. You know what I'm saying? You just never know how important it is. You know what I'm saying? Just because you ain't nobody telling you, don't mean you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Useful. You know what I mean?
And you ain't gonna know how important it is until it's gone.
That's right.
You ain't gonna know how important that pinky toe is until you start walking. You know what I'm saying? And then you think, there it is, bro.
You stub it one time.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
a motherfucker, you stub your toe.
That's the whole thing. Saying in the world, you don't know what you have until it's gone. You know what I mean? So that's why we supposed to cherish brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. Hey, the least man in the camp may be the choice man that Yahweh Shai has chosen. But we don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Until we get to the other side. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we have to humble ourselves, because we don't know who's who.
Well, you had that example of King David. You know that's what I was about to say. You know, he was the youngest, and he looked the most scrawniest, you might say, but he was anointed to be the king.
Killed the sheep.
And even though his purpose might have took longer, you see what I'm saying? Something, because I remember Apostle Ricard, he did a video. He said he didn't realize what he was a part of till he was like 10, 15 years into the truth.
Bro.
So it's like it take when you watering the plant, it's a process.
Got it.
When you plant, it blossoms at the same time.
Yep.
And see, the thing about Davis, brothers, they was in three of David's brothers was actually in the army,
Mm-hmm.
Israel, and they was a part of the men that was shook of Goliath. You know what I'm saying? David came down to see the battle, and he heard Goliath talking shit. He like, yo, who the fuck about to go kill this nigga? Y'all hear this nigga talking shit? And then his brother tried to cuss him out, like, man, you take your little ass back home. You just came down here to watch the fight. You know what I'm saying? You ain't ready about nothing. You know? They be like, shit, I'm gonna show you. You know what I'm saying? But when they went to battle, what did he say? He said, I ain't going to battle by my own strength. He said, I'm coming to you in the name of Yahweh.
That's the key right there.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't want no armor. He ain't want none of that carnal stuff. He said, I ain't proved that. He said, but I'm good with that sling, though. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'll be using that sling when I'm protecting the sheep. You know what I'm saying? If you ever know, I don't know if y'all ever seen a video of somebody with a slingshot. That motherfucker go as fast as a bullet, man. You know what you're doing? Bro, slingshot ain't no joke.
That's what Apostle Sahar compared it to.
It was like a gun.
Said basically that's what a bullet is.
Sunk into his head.
It's sunk into his head. That's what bullets do.
Kind.
Nah, I got a quick one though.
Oh, okay.
What's your thing? This is 1 Corinthians, because this is actually back in what you just said about how we don't know, we're not gonna know until the end. It's 1 Corinthians 4. I'm gonna start at 5 since you said that. It says, therefore judge nothing before the time until the Lord come, who both will bring to light the hidden things of darkness and will make manifest the counsels of the heart. And then shall every man have praise of the Most High. And these things, brethren, I have in a figure transferred to myself and to Apollo for your sake, that ye might learn in us not to think of men above that which is written, and that no one of you be puffed up one against another. For who maketh thee to differ from another? Who giving you the spirit to be on a higher level or be at the level that you at? It says, and what hast thou that thou didst not receive? Now if thou didst receive it, why dost thou glory as if thou hast not received it? You know, so that's so you, we getting this truth. You may, you labor, you read, and you study, and you pray, and you fast, and there's a certain physical labor that you put in. But at the end of the day, it said, one man water, but the Most High give the increase. So if you actually come up on a level, that should make you even more humble. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord is blessing you to get the information and the knowledge that you're getting, man. Not yourself.
Right.
Not to boast up against another brother. Like it says that, it says that in Isaiah 55, it said, ye fast for strife and contention. And you got people that fast so that they can get the breakdown so that they can come up against the apostles. That's why that be people's intentions. See, the Most High know the counsel of the heart. He know that you only want the information so that you could come up against other men. That ain't why we doing this thing, man. You know?
Yeah, that's teaching for strife and debate. You know, the scripture, Paul talked about that, not doing that. So like you have said something I want to make a point about. It's slipped my mind though.
I got a quick one.
That was a good precept.
This is Ephesians chapter 4.
That's the spirit.
Come on, guys.
I had to,
Really, bro. You can start at 1, Bible.
Yeah, start at the top.
Yeah, start at the top, bro.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1. I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthily of the vocation wherein you are called.
To that vocation, that's that calling. Like they said, like it's the Lord that gave it to you. Apollo's water, I mean, you heard the word, you know what I'm saying, somebody taught you. Now the Most High done increased that, you know what I'm saying, that gave you deeper breakdowns, deeper knowledge, deeper things. That's the calling. You got it?
Yeah, I think a vocation is like a gathering.
Yeah, calling. Yeah, it's calling.
Okay, yeah, right. Because when you're being called, that's people gathering.
Gathered together by the what? By the word. Exactly. Come on, man.
It says, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love.
Yeah, it said with all lowliness and meekness. So that's what you was just going into.
Yes, bro.
Because when you receive, when you've been received something, you know it can be taken away from you.
Yes.
You know, and ultimately we know that. Going back to having that same, spirit of David, the Psalm of David that he gave, Psalms 51 and 11. And that's what's keeping us humble and lowly, man. At the end of the day, it's because this is not our show. It's of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's the bigger purpose. Us being called it's a bigger purpose than just us and our personal lives, man.
It says Ephesians 4:3, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace.
Right, because the body, one thing about a body is it's all one piece. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that, like, and if you get separated from the body, that's called an amputation. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why that happens is because that part of the body, matter of fact, somebody asked ChatGPT, why does a part of the body have to be amputated? But it's usually because of severe infection or some type of, that part of the body is so diseased that it can't, if you don't cut it off, it will destroy the rest of the body.
That goes back to that leaven,
Right.
Having that little leaven in the body. This is why, the apostles be about, like, if a brother is truly not, being sincere or whatever, if it's an issue, then that's a part of the body that's got to be removed. And I understand, when I first was following and seeing how the apostles were really about, like, you got to cut ties with a brother, he got to be removed because he not thinking in accordance to the body and how the whole ship is moving. He may be thinking to his own understanding, especially when it comes to a difference in the doctrine and not understanding or believing in certain precepts, and then that's that leaven that's got to be removed because it could cause sickness, meaning just issues within the camp or whatever. So
it will.
You take down somebody else.
Yeah, you got to cut it off. That's a spiritual amputation, if you will.
Well, that's what Apostle Paul even spoke about that. You know what I'm saying? He said, talk about the bewitching. Some bewitched you. You know what I'm saying? That you should not believe the truth. In the book of in the book of 1 Corinthians, Apostle Paul, he was talking about House of Chloe. There was reports of individuals who was against the doctrine and they were still amongst the body. And the members of the House of Chloe reported to the Apostle Paul, and he was cussing them out in a letter, like, you got to get these people from amongst you, okay? Because that's a cancer. You got that information?
You know I do it.
If I say, no, it's all good. No, I mean that's why Howard Shah said if the right arm offend me, cut it off. That's that amputation.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because ultimately it's better to go into the kingdom main.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To be whole and you know what I'm saying, and die for real. You know
basically, you got to work out your own salvation.
Yeah, kind.
You know what I'm saying? Let that man gonna do what he want to do. Let him do what he want to do over there. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna go into the kingdom.
This is a definition right here in the chat GPT. It said, I said, why does part of the body have to be amputated like you asked, right? It says a part of the body may need to be amputated when it's no longer valuable or possesses a serious threat to the person's health.
It possesses a serious threat to the body's health. Okay? And that can come by not being, because the scriptures say about we having the same mind. We have to have the same mind. If we don't have the same mind, can two walk together except they be agreed? You know? And when you read it, I think the NLT, it say, can two walk together except they agree on the direction?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to go this way, I want to go that way. How we go? We ain't gonna get to the same destination.
Right.
You know, it's like you got the monsters conjoined twins.
Yeah, I forgot what they call. Yeah, I know.
They're like conjoined twins. Like they literally stuck together. Like I remember when I was growing up, it was one that was conjoined by the back.
By the back.
Yeah. And then like one time they was arguing because one wanted to walk this way and the other wanted to walk. I said, "It's some like that shit."
Damn.
But that's how it is. Here it is. You a part of the same body, but you want to walk this way. I want to walk this way. We're not gonna get nowhere.
That's right.
You're gonna be in the same spot. You know.
It says Ephesians 4:4. It says there is one body, one spirit.
There you go. That's what we talking about. The same mind, one spirit.
Yep. It says even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
Come on.
Right, meaning one faith. You know what I'm saying? It ain't different ways to get to the kingdom. You know, and we understand that, you know, the walk that we have in this truth is gonna be, all of our walks are similar because we all being raised the same way by our spiritual fathers. You know, the apostle is a great millstone, and the Lord, y'all quoted earlier about we have the same afflictions as our brother in the world. So we all going through the same thing. What you going through, the growing pains that you're going through, another brother went through it 7 years ago. Don't think you're special, man. You know, because now you done lost your woman. Well, brothers lost their woman 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been through it too, brother. And that's why when brothers give you the counsel that we give you, just take heed. And when brothers say something as simple as you gotta have a fucking spirit, that's the truth. It might seem like, well, it can't be that simple. No, it's that simple. You gotta build up that fucking spirit, because at the end of the day, you still gotta serve the Lord anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether she stay or whether she go, whether she live or whether she die.
Yeah.
You gotta serve the Lord. When Ezekiel's wife died, the Lord said, don't even mourn. He said, he said, I want you to go speak to the people. He said, don't mourn.
Because Ezekiel still had to be an example.
Right.
So like even going back to the point when you say like you gotta have a fucking spirit, Jake might fuck around and you tell Jake you gotta say fuck it. Thank you, because what you going through is new. It's new to you, but it's old to everybody else. So you like, damn, don't nobody understand what I'm going through. No, that's why we telling you to say fuck it. Because we understand what you're going through. That can fuck around and be a stumbling block until you on this walk, you get tripped up at that. Shit, you ain't gonna be able to get to nothing else. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So here it is, you develop that callous, you know what I'm saying, that fucking spirit. You feel what I'm saying? And you like, now you can be an example to somebody that's getting ready to come after you. Because going like I said, Ezekiel, like the way he just quoted, Ezekiel had to be an example to the nation of Israel for what they was getting ready to suffer.
Well, that's called stoicism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But not letting outside influences affect what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Marcus Aurelius. He was really he wrote a lot of books about stoicism. You know what I'm saying, and things like that. So that's what we're practicing right now. Like you said, the not give a fuck attitude, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately we're gonna be able to get these things back anyway. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Ephesians 4 and 5. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one power and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all.
Even in the least member.
Yes.
The less honorable members, as it says in 1 Corinthians the 12th chapter.
I'm gonna hold it for you.
Mashiach is in him. You know what I'm saying? You know, cause we'd use an example of giving a brother a ride. You know what I'm saying? This brother might be one of the least members of the church, and you know what I'm saying? It's a struggle. It's like pulling teeth to find him a ride, man. That's off, man. You know, because if it was the head of the camp, or if it was the second in command or the third in command, brothers would be fighting to get a ride. You know what I'm saying? That's called respect of person. You know, partiality. You know, and how you gonna be a judge if you doing shit like that, man?
Right.
That ain't good judgment. That ain't proper judgment, man. The Lord is training us. We're kings and priests in training, judges in training. You know, so we gotta. They said thou hast been faithful in a few things, therefore I will make thee ruler over many things. We gotta be faithful in the little situations and circumstances that the Lord put us in now, so that when the Lord comes, He can give us the dominion. He can give us the authority because He know we're gonna do right by Him. Okay.
This is Ephesians 4 and 7. It says, but unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of the Hamashiach. Wherefore he saith, we...
Right, and that's the faith. According to the measure of the gift of Hamashiach, that's the faith. You know, just like it's saying Ephesians 2 and 8. You know, how through grace we've been given the gift of faith, not of yourselves, but of Yahushua. And the verse above that say, at least any man should boast, you know, about their works. So once again, it's it excludes us. We're not the main factor, man. It's about Yahushua. Right. And if Yahushua is the factor, that means the body as a whole is the factor, man.
Yahushua is in all of us. They say we're 2 or 3 gathered, Yahushua is in the midst.
Yes.
You know, as much as we love our family, Yahushua not there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yahushua is over there at the main house with the brothers.
That's why there's always shit going on. Satan is there.
Right.
Not
Real
Yahushua, bro.
Real talk. You know what I'm saying? You go home with always some shit half the time. Because like you said, Satan be in the midst, you know what I'm saying? But where Yahushua at? He where the brothers at, you know what I'm saying?
With the party, yeah.
With Yahushua, we talked about Matthew the 25th chapter. He said, you had done it unto least my brother, you had done it unto me. You know what I'm saying? He said, when saw we hunger and gave you food? When saw we in prison and, you know, came and visited thee? He said, well, you seen my brothers, they was in prison. You seen my brothers, they was hungry. You know what I'm saying? Even in Romans, not Romans, in James, it said, faith if it have not works is dead. It said if your brother asks you for some food, Hey, matter of fact, get that real quick.
Bro, that's the spirit.
Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah, kind of.
Come on,
You can break it down.
Yeah, kind of.
Cause you know what I'm saying, like he need physical things, and then you just tell him, yeah, go ahead, be warm, brother. Go, be warm, my brother. The Lord will bless. May the Spirit be with you, brother. And he like, well, shit, I'm still cold. The Lord gonna bless you with a jacket. I got 5 in the house, but the Lord is gonna bless you with a jacket. That shit is off, man. Here it is, you got it. You got the money in your pocket, but you letting it rust under a stone. Cause you don't wanna, I might need that one day. I might need that 30,000 one day. You never know. The Lord may not come back. You never know. That's that doubt, man.
Yep.
Okay, it said we walk by faith and not by sight. That's every day. Okay, go ahead.
Well, it's to say that perfect love casteth out fear.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why we don't fear.
All right.
This is James chapter 2 and verse 14. It says, "What doeth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, if one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doeth it profit?" You see, so ultimately, if you're not feeding or giving a brother what's necessary, you know what I'm saying? Because words can only go so far. You know what I'm saying? If you got $5 in your pocket and the brother needs $2.50 to get on the bus, you know what I'm saying? You know, it ain't, hey brother, the Lord gonna work it out for you. You know, it ain't man, get the brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, like the scripture you got quoted. You know, not laying the money basically leaving up under a stone. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because ultimately everything that we have is for the betterment of the body. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if it's from the smallest thing or the greatest thing, man, because brothers could use whatever you need, man. You know?
If I can add too, because the reason why this example was given after speaking about faith and works being together is because charity is the number one action or work that you can do that shows and proves faith, man.
Right.
That you truly believe.
Right.
So this is charity, man. You know? And that's what another thing Apostle Paul he spoke highly about. He says above all these things, charity.
Yep.
Above prophesying. Above making videos.
Yep.
He said charity. Charity gonna take you a long way. You're gonna have a good report amongst elders. You know what I'm saying? Because when the heads get around the elders, they gonna ask them, which brothers is the most charitable brothers? Which brothers is doing this? Which brothers is doing that? You know what I'm saying? They gonna tell them. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why it's going to say that how can you love the Most High whom you have not seen, and then not and then who you have seen. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because ultimately we're supposed to be able to see Yahushua in each and every brother, no matter if he's a top brother or the brother just crossed over, even brothers on the other line. You know what I'm saying? Because they be in the spirit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we the humility and seeing the attributes of different brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's what stands out. You know.
That's the spirit, because like the scripture say, why callest thou it unclean what I made clean? If the Lord calls a brother in and the spirit on him, the Lord called him in. Regardless what you think about him, the Lord called him in.
Because that's what it was with Paul when he sent who was that? Ananias.
Ananias.
Yeah, when he sent Ananias to Paul, he like shit. Go and show him the thing he must suffer for my name's sake. He like shit. He persecuted the church. Like he had a reputation before he was known. He was called Saul before he was called Paul. He was known for persecuting the church. You know what I'm saying? The ones that believed in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So he's like, shit, hold on, Lord, you telling me to go.
You sure you want to go to hell?
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? You know, I might not.
Put me in jail.
I might not make it back.
Right.
For him, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, go get him. He's a chosen vessel unto me. You know what I'm saying? These are chosen vessels unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But I got a precept real quick. It's 1 John 3:17. It says, but whoso hath this world's good, and see if his brother have need, and shut up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of the Most High in him? So if you got things that this world possesses, you got things for a brother to be successful on this side, because the scripture say we use the word, not abuse the word. So you got things that can help a brother prosper in this on this side, but yet you shut up your bowel of compassion from him, how do the love of the Most High truly dwell in you? You know what I'm saying? If you ain't willing to sacrifice and willing to give. So then it says, my little children, let us not love in word and tongue. Let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. So it ain't about what you say. It's about what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's like, it was, I remember hearing this in the world. The children don't spell love, L-O-V-E. They spell it T-I-M-E. The time you spend, like you being there, you actually doing. That's how you know that somebody love you. That's why, like Yahweh Shai, he said, he made love action word. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. You know what I'm saying? So it's about what you're doing. It ain't about what you're saying. And it says, last verse, it says, and hereby we know that we are of the truth and shall assure our hearts before him. You know what I'm saying? When you doing them things, when you got those type of actions and those, you know what I'm saying? Like the brother said before we even hit, like it's about the sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of the scriptures say, not for it not to be in what is it? I forget the word I'm looking for. But basically, like it's gotta be sincere. You feel what I'm saying? It's gotta be sincere. It can't be unsincere. You feel what I'm saying?
Not by restraint.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like it's gotta be sincere. You know what I mean? When you doing these things for brothers, like you gotta wanna do these things. You feel what I'm saying? Like brother said, you be in the flesh, so sometimes you don't wanna do everything, you know what I'm saying? But you put it in your mind, like you know what I'm saying, these Christians be saying, well, what would Jesus do? No, that's us. What would Yahweh Shai do? Or who would tell Yahweh Shai no?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how we gotta deal with one another.
Yeah.
I got a quick precept.
Kind.
It's perfect matchup, perfect what you just brought out. Romans 13 and verse 8. It says, "Owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law." And it's going to explain how. It's going to explain how you fulfill the law through love. Right, verse 9. For this thou shalt not commit adultery. Right, so if you love your brother, you're not going to commit adultery towards him. For this thou shalt not. It says, "Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet, and if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." Right? So it's a trickle down effect, man. All right, how you treat your neighbor, the ones that's like-minded as you, that serve the same power, that's on the same mission and goal as you. Okay, you treat them according to how the scriptures explain it. You keeping the law, man. And then in turn, you learn how to treat other people that way by default, man. And then you just become more of a better person. You get more better characteristics about yourself. You're better morally, and what is it? It gets away. It drives away character flaws that we have, man.
That's that precept that we recorded earlier. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. That's being more upright. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're around a body like that, you know what I'm saying? Because you can fuck around and think you brotherly until you watch another brother be brotherly. And then you like, dang. Like, you think you knowing how to serve, and you don't know how to serve until you watch somebody serve. Yeah. Like you mentioned the other Thumyaya. And that's our head. You know what I'm saying? You watch certain things, you like, damn, you realize the shit you got to work on. You realize that you don't fully have it. You know what I'm saying? That's when you realize, damn, I can't boast this shit. I don't know shit.
That's funny you said that, because that's how I felt when we first started coming around the brothers. I'm like, damn, we didn't really know brotherly love. I think I even told the brothers that was in our camp, I know I told Kadash, I'm like, we didn't really know brotherly love for real. Like, we thought we never even hugged each other before. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
Like stuff like that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, JB2, thinking you super masculine, really you ain't masculine. But that's just your way of trying to be masculine. Like, don't hug me like I made an example the other day, brother. Why is your arm touching my arm, brother? Brother. You know what I'm saying? Now brothers lean. Hey, he said the disciple leaned on your bosom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
brothers like, bro, it's cold, bro. Like that's cold. Like you go to Chicago. When you salute Pop's gonna kiss you. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Real talk, bro. You remember growing up, bro. Like, and that's why I say, like, we going back earlier, we was like, be as one of these little children, like babes. And you remember when you little kids, bro? You sleeping in the bed with your brother, your cousin, and it's a male. You one head at the top, feet at the bottom. But we right here next to each other, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk, bro.
Sleeping good too.
You're sleeping good, knocked out, bro.
My foot all in my face.
Come on, man. That's hard, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
They still reading.
Well, that's good. That's that whole chapter good. So we gonna bounce back. You can get preach that real quick.
Kind of, just real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 26 and verse 12. Well, you know what? Let me do this. I'm gonna go to 1 Samuel 16 and verse 7. It says, "But Yahweh said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For Yahweh seeth not as man seeth,
Yes, sir.
for man looketh on the outward appearance, but Yahweh Bashim Yahshua looketh on the heart." Okay, on the mind. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because ultimately the mind is what sets us apart, our thought process. And that's why the scripture says in Romans 12 to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You know, so with the renewing of our mind, we understand that there's a hierarchy, man. Okay, and it's like a totem pole, and you know, certain men are going to come in and things like that, but that doesn't you know, kind of confuse everything up, because ultimately, you know, we have order on this side, like it says in 1 Corinthians the 14th chapter, let all things be done decently and in order. So we have order on this side, and then on the next in our next phase, Yahweh Shah is going to sort all that out, man. So this is why, hey, brothers, take the law, man, because we don't know who's who, man. My brother, go ahead, go ahead.
That's like it, because it's so cold up. Because when you sit there and you like, it's like, because you got to realize, bro, the Lord had to clean you up. So you got to realize that the Lord has got to clean another brother up when he's bringing these different vessels in. He got to clean them up. And then it's like the elder said, I forget when our elder said it, but you got to be able to see how the Lord is dealing with brothers. Like, you should be able to see and discern how the Lord is dealing with brothers. And just because you can see certain character flaws and certain things don't mean the Lord ain't dealing. You got to understand the Lord got to clean them up. You know what I'm saying? Because we, like you said, talking about Paul. The Lord had to clean Paul up. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, some brothers gonna have those flaws, flaws until the chariots come.
Yes.
And that don't mean they're not a man of the Lord.
Right. That's why
we're not here to critique each other's character flaws, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't no law that say thou shalt have no character flaws. Like brothers gonna be prone to do what they do, but if they serving the Lord and they doing what they need to do by the ministry, who art thou to judge another man's service?
That's right. And you don't know how a man's serving the Lord in secret.
Right.
You don't know what he's doing that you can't see. Because that's when you said that, made me think about the precept in Wisdom of Solomon, where it say, was this the man that we sometimes had in derision?
Right.
Because they're going to have had other things that they thought about that person, or they knew about that person, that in their mind, like, ain't no way in hell that's a man of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we know that's Esau, but that's gonna even be some of our people too.
Definitely. And you may look on the younger brother, and the younger brother may not be able to get it. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because ultimately he hasn't been in this ministry long enough for him to be rooted. You know, and then, but that's why the scripture says in the Apocrypha.
Yes.
What about don't reprove a man that turneth from sin.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately we've all been there, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We've all been there, man. We needed that mercy to get to the point where we're at right now. You know?
And the scriptures even talking about in the Apocrypha, talking about the man that knoweth much, and basically the one that knoweth much and the one that knoweth little, roughly paraphrasing. The one that knoweth little and feareth the Most High is better than the one that knoweth much and sin against the Most High.
Yeah. God, I got you. I got that precept for you, bro. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 19 and verse 24. It says, he that has small understanding and feareth the Most High Yahweh is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High.
Because see, what the brother read that precept where it say, loving your brother is the fulfilling of the law. So if you ain't loving your brother the way you supposed to love your brother, then you in transgression right there. You sinning against, you got all this knowledge, but you sinning against the Most High just because you ain't loving your brother the right way.
Right.
And then the man that got the smallest understanding, the smaller office, or that's under you, or something like that, to that nature, or however you want to put it, he's better in the eyes of the Lord because of.
Get that charity scripture, as Paul says, above all charity is the greatest.
I think that's 1 Corinthians 14.
These three, but above all charity.
I think 14 or 13. 14.
1
Yep.
14.
1,
Yeah, just get straight to the point.
I think it's at the top though.
yeah.
Alright, this is 1 Corinthians 14 and 1. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy.
It's 13.
Yeah.
Verse 13 it say,
Verse 13 or chapter?
Chapter 13. Yeah, I knew it was one of the two. It's either at the bottom or the top.
It's at the bottom.
Yeah, 13.
Salagi.
Alright, this is 1 Corinthians 13 and verse 13. It says, and now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three.
Yep.
But the greatest of these is charity.
Yep.
Okay, so faith, hope. It said faith what?
Faith, hope, and charity.
Right, so faith, hope, and charity. But the greatest of those three
It's charity.
is charity.
And when you go into the charity right there in the word in the blue letter, when you go into that word charity in the blue letter, it says love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
agape.
yep. So showing you got that, and that's never ending love.
Yep.
Because even even a brother get on your nerves or a brother might piss you off, it don't mean you get to stop being a brother. Because what did Peter said, how often shall I forgive my brother? He said unto 7 times. He said no, not unto 7 times, but unto 70 times 7.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Man, you gotta keep on forgiving him, no matter what he do.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying?
If you still serving, how about you?
That's right.
And we all trying to get this right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
it.
We're not going to be perfected until Yahweh Shai gives us those perfect bodies.
Can he go back to that first, cause you said that, Baba Kashai, can you go back to that Ephesians 4 and read through real quick? Cause it's a point where you said we ain't gonna be perfect until Yahweh Shai. You got it. Go ahead.
I'll start at verse 70 in Ephesians 4 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
But unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Hamashiach. Wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high, he led captivity captive, and he gave gifts unto men. Now that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth?
Right.
It says, he that descended is the same also that ascended up far above all heavens, that he might fill all things.
Read.
Because ultimately Yahweh Shai had to be sent.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And he had to do a certain mission, and he had to. That's why he said that it must needs be that I leave, or otherwise the comforter won't come.
Yep.
Exactly, the water, bro. You know what I'm saying? So Yahweh Shai had a mission for what? For his men.
Yep.
In these last days.
Now go ahead.
You got it.
Says verse 11.
There's the different offices.
And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors, and teachers,
right,
for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Hamashiach.
Meaning he was going to perfect those men to build up the body, because that's what it said. That's what edifying means, to build up. To build up the church. And what we building here in these latter times, the third temple. You know what I'm saying? Which is in spirit. You feel what I'm saying? But read that last verse out, Baba Kashai, real quick, 13.
It says, till we all come in the unity of the faith,
of one mind,
and of the knowledge,
right?
And of the knowledge of the Son of the Most High.
What? Go ahead.
Unto a perfect man.
Unto a perfect man. It says, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. So we're going to keep building until we be made like unto our Lord and Savior in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. That's the process.
And that perfect is morally upright.
Yep.
I mean, what? You morally upright. It mean what it say. Like I said, we becoming judges, so you got to know how to judge things.
Yep.
You know? Your judgment is skewed, or your actions is skewed because of your false judgments. Scriptures even speak about an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. You know, you got all these, it said receive him not unto doubtful disputations. You got all these negative thoughts about a brother, you know what I'm saying? Or you know, you always, the glass is always half full for that, half empty for that brother. You know what I'm saying? Like this what's the opposite of optimism?
Pessimism.
You just pessimism when it comes to certain individuals in the camp, man. You gotta get rid of that. That's leaven. That's leaven in you.
Yep, that's true.
You know, that's you looking at the little members as if they insignificant, as if they don't matter, or as if they don't deserve as much as somebody else. We read that Ephesians, and then we're gonna. Was that it on Ephesians?
that was it. Yeah.
And then go to 1 Corinthians 12, and then we're going to close.
Right, can I read it?
Yeah,
No, I just want to read this verse in the NLT, verse 13.
Okay.
Ephesians 4:13 in NLT. It says, "This will continue until we all come to until we all come to such unity in our faith and a knowledge of the Most High Son, that we will be mature in the Lord, measuring up to the full and complete standard of Hamashiach Yahushua." You got it, bro.
That's standard, man. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because ultimately it's a certain level of I ain't gonna say Israeliteness, you know what I'm saying? But it's a certain level of what you got to be as a man to be approved by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why you got to be 10 toes down, man. You know what I'm saying? For this truth, even and this truth requires faith, man.
Yep.
Because why? Because ultimately these things, these promises that's being written is not for right now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You invest in right now to receive the rewards. You know what I'm saying? Later down the line to receive a return on your investment, man.
That's
You
right.
know?
Right. Yeah, that's what it is, man. We looking like the reward ain't gonna always come right now.
Okay.
That's that Babylonian instant gratification spirit, man. Okay, you're not gonna always get a payback or a payoff immediately. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do stuff for brothers and it might not be reciprocated at that particular time. Brother might not have it. The spirit might not want it to be reciprocated at that time, man. Okay, just to see how you gonna react. Is you gonna be offended? You know what I'm saying? I'm always busting my butt for brothers. You know, I'm always doing this for brothers. Who's out there for me? That nigga Drake say, who's out there for me? Who gonna do something? What have you done for me lately? You know what I'm saying? That's look, man, get out of that spirit, bro. Because at the end of the day, we all supposed our mindset is, what have I done for the Lord lately? That's always our mindset. We're not looking for, I'm gonna get this brother to do something for me because last week I did something for him, so this week I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It said love keep no record of wrong, man.
Count favors.
Count favors.
Yeah, that shit all, bro. Because it talk about it in Ezekiel. All that good you think you done done toward Yahweh Shem Yahushua, I forget where it's at. But you fuck around and the Lord do with you, he gonna forget everything that you done did. Yeah, forget all your work. Like it never meant shit.
If you don't continue, you don't continue.
Yep.
You know? It said, let us not be weary in well doing. For in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
Yes.
Okay? So we gotta press toward the mark, man, to the high calling of Yahweh Mashiach, man. And see, our works do follow us, man. The ones, the elect that endure to the end, their charity is gonna live on in the kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? The work, the sacrifice that they made is gonna be talked about in the kingdom, man. You know, because it's gonna in the kingdom it's gonna seem like something small, but they gonna understand that in this life it was major sacrifices that was being made on a day-to-day basis for brothers, man. You know, and it's gonna be an example of love and charity that the nations is gonna be able to follow in the kingdom, man. What you got?
I got
Because we was in the flesh. We did it in our flesh.
Right.
And they gonna be in the flesh.
Right. They gonna always be in the motherfucking flesh, you know what I'm saying? Because you are no gods. We the gods. You said you had something real quick?
I got that 1 Corinthians 12 you called.
Okay, you got something real quick?
Yeah, I got kind of.
Get your quick precept, and then you got something? A precept?
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahweh HaMashiach, that you all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment." You know, and that goes back to the word schism, man. Okay, because ultimately that the division is what's going to separate us, man. But ultimately the elect will be singing that same song, man. Okay, preaching saying the same thing. It's not going to be any division amongst the elect, man. All right, and because why? Because ultimately when you read Revelation, it talks about singing the song of the Lamb. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're singing right now. We're fishing for the rest of the elect. You know, that's what I got.
Go ahead, reply.
This is Matthew chapter 22, verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Yahushua answered, Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Right.
So it answer it all for you. Because if you love the Lord with all your heart and you love your brother with all your heart, you ain't got to be like the Pharisees. I ain't got to tell you what laws I keep, because you already know my love is directed towards you at all times. I have nothing but good intentions for my brother. I have no ill intent. That you gonna see it. We're gonna live it together. Because to actually love is, like I said, it's a verb. But when you love somebody, they love you back. It takes two, and they don't always talk about that. Yeah. When it's like love, that's not a simple thing of just I love you, you love me. It takes years and months, and like love continually keeps being proven. It's just like that's why I said it's such a cut, because as to the Pharisees and even niggas today, they just gonna tell you I keep the law, I do for my family. But yet you gotta tell me, yet you just gotta tell everybody. It's such a clear cut that you're not genuinely doing it. You're not genuinely a part of this. It's really for your gain, whether you get a kick out of men's eyes, you got a wealthy gain. You're not genuinely doing this for the right reasons.
When that's the parable that Yahweh spake, he said, he talked about the publican, and he talked about the one who's the one who said, I do this, I fast 3 times. I do this, Lord, I do that. And
keep all the law.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that I'm not like this individual here, because I know he don't do what I do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then you had the other, the sinner who, you know, smote himself on the chest and, you know what I'm saying, put his face to the earth and confessed his fault before the Lord. And which one did the Lord love more? You know what I'm saying? Which one was approved of the Lord? Not the one who was bragging and boasting about the shit that he did, but the one who was confessing his faults. You know what I'm saying? Who was understanding that he wasn't nothing. And how he also speak another parable. He said, if your brother asks you to go a mile with him, go 20. I mean, if he asks you to go somewhere with him, you go there with him and you come back. You could go ahead. You got another one?
Just a quick one, because it ties in perfectly what you just said. This is Proverbs 26 and verse 12. It says, seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him. You know, and what is being conceited? Everything is about you. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, you know what I'm saying, this is what we do. Because why? Like it says in John the 3rd chapter, John the Baptist said that Yahweh Shai must increase and I must decrease. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mission on this side. You know, uplifting Yahweh Shai and decreasing ourselves, man. And that's the same mission from all the way from the top Apostle Tahar all the way down to a brother that's in Great Britain just crossed over today. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Where you at? That's the mission, man. You know?
This 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, for as the body is one and have many members, and all the members of that one body being many are one body, so also is Mashiach Yahweh Shai. For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit.
Right, talking about the Israelite foreigners and those that knew that they was Israelites, they all had to come into the understanding of Yahweh Shai being the Messiah. Go ahead. It says,
Salakia. It says, verse 14, it says, for the body is not one member, but many. Right. If the foot shall say...
So it ain't all about you.
Yep, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? I know the Most High dealing with me because... A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I went through this, and I just know that the Lord dealing with me. Well, first of all, it's not about you. He dealing with you now. He could. Next week he might not.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? So why even mention it?
That shit cold, because even you make that point because you had Jay, and we all done felt it. You know what I'm saying? There's times where you feel like, damn, the Spirit on me, or the Lord dealing. You know what I'm saying? Then there's some other moments where you like, damn, Lord, are you dealing? Are you there? You feel what I'm saying? Are you with me? You feel me? Can I get an amen? You know what I'm saying? But for real though, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Jay, Jay gotta, like Big Bro saying, Jay gotta be cognizant of that. Because here it is, you like, the Lord dealing with me because of this, or the Lord dealing with me because of that. But then the next moment you don't feel it. And see, that's that humbling moment right there. You know what I'm saying? The Lord got a great way of doing things. But it says,
even Yahweh Shai, when he asked Yahweh to pass the cup from him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was a humbling moment for Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying?
Even on the cross, what he said, why hast thou forsaken me?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But it says, I'm going to bring that verse back, 1 Corinthians 12 and 14, for the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole body were hearing, where were the smelling?
Like we was talking about earlier about, you know, the newer brothers is there so that they can ask the new brother questions. You know what I'm saying? And then the older, the veterans, so to speak, the more seasoned brothers, they can go back over the milk.
Yep.
You gotta keep going over the milk. But young brothers give you a reason to go over the milk. You know what I'm saying? The new believers, the proselytes, they give you a reason to go back into the basics. You know?
Iron sharpening iron is one man sharpening another. It keep each other sharp.
Right.
It says, verse 18, it says, but now hath Most High set the members, every one of them, in the body as it hath pleased him.
Right.
So the Lord has set you in the place that he sees you best.
Yep.
Right? To help the body.
No, I should have been the head.
right.
Lord made he makes the heads, he makes the second, you know what I'm saying?
All that.
Promotion comes neither from the east nor from the west, but from the Most High.
Woo.
Okay, so the Lord doing everything. If you stay at the same level, so to speak, that's because it's something that you're doing to stay at the same level, or something that you're not doing to stay at the same level. You know, and brothers got to be able to examine themselves for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the scripture speak about that you may grow thereby. You should be growing. You shouldn't be stagnant. You know what I'm saying? It's doing the same thing you did 3 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta come up on a level. You know, that's the goal. It might not happen, but that should be your goal.
It says, verse 19, it says, and if they were all one member, where were the body? Right. But now are they many members, yet but one body.
Right. A finger can't, you ain't never seen a finger walking down the street.
Right.
There's a finger? No, the finger is a part of the body, and the body walks down the street.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no one member that's, you know, that's just doing his own thing. What is that, an ear? Is an ear walking down the street? Like, no, you never seen that.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says but now are they many members yet but one body, and the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee. Right. Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you.
Right.
Because
we obviously we fishing for the elect. If it was like that, you got some heavy hitters in this troop. They would just do it by themselves. They would say, I don't need no more brothers. You know what I'm saying? Which the order is still out there, no more new members, but the Spirit gonna bring in who it wants.
Yep.
But if it was really like that, then there would be no, you know what I'm saying? It would just be the same men from 10 years ago.
Yep, that's right.
But they know, like, no, we need the young brothers. We need the new believers. We need, you know? Because it's necessary.
The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few.
Right.
You know?
It say, nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor. And our uncomely part have more abundant comeliness.
Yeah, that's the brothers that you try to hide. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go to public with this brother, because this brother, you know, he ain't got no home training. You know what I'm saying?
You ashamed of the brother.
Yeah, you ashamed of the brother. You know what I'm saying? It's an uncomely. You know what I'm saying? Can't be seen with this man. He's like fucking my reputation.
Right. The brother, he may dress.
He don't dress. He don't dress. He ain't got this the newest fashions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The threads and
the threads. That shit is off, man.
See, that's love without dissimulation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was the word I was looking for earlier. You know what I'm saying? Being sincere. You know what I'm saying? I love you in spite of.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because that's how the Lord is with us. He loves us in spite of. Right. You know what I mean? So it says, verse 24, for our comely parts have no need, but the Most High have tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to the part which lacked. There should be no schism in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another.
Oh man, same care one for another, man. That was the premise of this lesson, you know, and Lord willing, it was edifying. We're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory too. And double honors to our apostles, our elders, the great millstone, who taught us this 100% truth. Peace, blessings, and safety unto the Lord's elect. Kwame Astrology.
Shalom.
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 Fine. Sit back and listen.
That was the best quick video ever.